your mind right.
You see these lists, and you say, I don't understand why Face is not in at least top 10. At least top 10.
Easy.
At least top 10.
It should be easy.
Now, my thing is this. Gangster rap. He's one of the pioneers. You know, like, you gotta understand, the Ghetto Boys was just right behind NWA. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's a pioneer of that. Great storyteller.
Yes. Been there and done it, obviously.
Yeah.
You just don't come up with them stories.
Great lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Beat selections, all that. It's everything.
The voice.
Yeah. Very unique.
I think, Mr. Jordan, I'm going to call you out right now. I think you need to start speaking up for yourself. Because you are that guy.
You're a legend.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
You're that guy.
Yes, he is.
Face is that guy they leave out on these motherfucking lists, and I do not like it. It's like, but he's not that dude. And I think what happened was when T.I. was running around here saying he was the king of the South, and Face never checked him. You see what I'm saying? But Face said he's not tripping about shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Scarface is the king of the goddamn South, not you, T.I.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't think, to Face, it was to him, it wasn't about, I mean, I can't speak for the man. The only thing that I could say is, like, he just didn't let it ruffle his feathers. Like, he knew who he is.
Right. Some people,
he didn't have to prove who he was or have to speak up. Oh no, I'm the king. I put in this work. You don't have to do that.
But
he really felt that.
But you think that him,
a lot of people would,
being an independent artist, because their rap a lot is independent,
so
they don't have that machine behind them, like a Jay-Z's, the Nas's, the Eminems. You see what I'm saying? To say, you know what I mean? Because when Face dropped, it was kind of like word of mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? You seen it like when we used to read magazines and stuff like that. Face is dropping, but it was no like big campaign like the Jay-Z's. Like he never really.
You didn't see his face on billboards and like
But you know what though, Paco? I think that's what made him him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he really felt like I needed to do this, where other people were doing it for their face to be seen at all times and and everything. He already knew who he was, and he was kosher and comfortable with where he was at. Yeah, and that's just my take on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's humble.
Yeah,
and I think just like you said, man, I know who I am. I get people give me face to face. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. No pun intended, but pun intended. But they probably give him his flowers face to face. People, I'm pretty sure people in the industry know who Scarface is and what he does. I just don't think, kind of like our homeboy. Shout out to Mr. Matt. He just wants to rap.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He doesn't want
what everybody else is focusing on. That's not what he's focusing on.
Man, I just want to rap. I don't want to do press.
This is what I do. This is what I
don't. Yeah, I don't want to do press. I don't want microphones in my face. I just want to rap.
Right.
But I just think that Face, and again, if hip hop is just turned 50 years old, you have to look at that man's body of work. You have to look at his impact on hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to look at, like, again, his impact on hip hop and just him being who he is. Again, he doesn't want that credibility, but my thing is, I'm going out there, I'm putting you on blast, Mr. Jordan. You need to go out there and just pop your collar this one time and let everybody know that you're great. Kind of like what E40 had to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's something people need to look out for, because they made a super group. It's E40, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and Too Short.
That sounds like a pretty dope group.
It's called Mount Westmore.
Okay.
That's a group. They created their own group. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, man, Scarface. man, let's give you.
We already know though that's my favorite rapper. He's my number one.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's my number one just for the simple fact I never seen him chasing like other rappers do. He's you know what I'm saying? He's always kept it real. He's never switched or turned over. You know, he always kept. To me, he just kept it real. You know what I mean?
We have a phrase in our crew. Shout out to the homie. He's never his face has always been the same.
Right.
Kept the same face. And that's a pun, but it's a, you know what I'm saying? His name is Scarface, but he's never changed.
Right.
He's never chased a street. Like, we've seen Jay-Z, I seen Nas. We've seen them try to chase that crossover record. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jay-Z, i.e. Sunshine, Nas, Uchiwali. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Face has never did that. His singles was My Block. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was straight. Like, it was straight real life stuff. It was real life.
It was.
You know what I mean? He wasn't rapping about the jewels and all this stuff, just certain personas and everything. It was just what he was living, what he was seeing, what he was experiencing. Period. Straight out flat.
Right. I just again, it was just his life experiences, probably a little bit of James Prince's life experiences.
Yes, sir.
But he did the damn thing.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Scarface.
Yeah, again, let's look a shot for Scarface.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now let's talk about your number 2 rapper, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No, that is not my number 2. He's nowhere in my top 100.
Get out of here, you
That's exactly how I feel. My response to your foolish accusations over there.
Well, we seen they caught up to him. We talked about that. The gentleman caught up to him. But now, those gentlemen just got arrested.
You surprised? You talking about the feds here.
I'm going to say it like this, though.
Was you surprised? Smoke, on all honesty, did you think there was not going to be any kind of backlash? Them guys knew it before they put their hands on them.
They shouldn't. My thing is this.
They did. They obviously just didn't care. They was like, you know what?
But my thing is this for those guys. I listen. Shout out to y'all. Y'all had a mission. Y'all did what y'all need. Y'all felt as though the need to be done. But my thing is this. Why did you guys put yourselves on the internet after
film?
After it, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much told on yourselves.
I'm sure there's probably cameras in the joint, but not in the bathroom.
Again, and that's what I'm saying.
That's a private area.
Yeah. You guys told on yourselves. You could have just beat them up. You guys had to get up there and what they call it, the clout chase or whatever.
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to be known that, hey, we're the faces that got our hands on them.
And they're in the mug shot smiling.
Happy.
Like, yeah, I did it. I'm the one that beat up Tekashi.
They're wearing a chain right now. Like, yeah, I did it.
I did it. But
and I'm ready to go down for it. Like, you know,
we have to say this though, and just like you said, this shit happened at LA Fitness, dog.
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean? This
except
was
the bathroom.
Yeah,
probably,
you was gonna get caught regardless. It's like if we had a fight at McDonald's.
Right.
There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're gonna figure that shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna figure that shit out. So it's like you cannot. Like, I understand that you probably want to do something to certain people, but you have to pick and choose your battles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you might have to say, you know what? This ain't the time. This ain't. It's hard. I know certain people deal with emotions.
It's definitely going to be hard because when do you think Tekashi's going to put himself into unless he's in the public eye?
Yeah.
He's going to make it hard. You ain't going to find him walking down the back alley.
Exactly. That's the thing.
You know, he's going to put himself in if he does decide to come out where the all-knowing eyes is everywhere.
Yeah. And those certain people, let's be clear. Certain people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Oh, I don't care. I'll go to jail. You know what I mean?
It's easy as that. 1, 2, 3.
I don't care. And And Jermaine Dupri came out and said there might be a bounty on his head as far as Tekashi. So if it, you know, nobody's gonna put that out on the internet.
Right.
That's some street shit.
Right.
Maybe they was coming in to collect that 100,000 or whatever was on his head.
Right.
Like, hey man, that's 100,000. Fuck that out. But
I'll sit down.
Yeah, I'll sit it down. Right. But it's funny that the two guys, for basically simple assault without a weapon, the judge, they're locked up with no bail.
Well, you know, you got to think like though.
But I guess the gentleman did have priors.
Right. You know, like I said before, like I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, you know, but I heard that the main guy that set it off was like an ex-Latin King.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still affiliated with them or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he just had got released prior to that from on parole anyway. So I don't know exactly how much of this is true. I probably have to do a little bit more searching up myself.
No, we're not fact checking this. We're just
you know what I mean, but I'm just being honest. I don't want to misdirect nobody, you know what I mean?
I don't care to fact check Tekashi 6ix9ine. We're going by the headlines.
But bottom line is, you can't go do what Tekashi 6ix9ine's doing and don't think that somebody ain't gonna put their hands on you, or there ain't gonna be people out for you. You put the target on your back. You already knew that. Okay, for whatever reason you told or you felt you had the right to tell or whatever, that's a total different story. You just know that when you did that, you put yourself into a whole different situation.
I think
at bottom line, you know what I'm saying?
I think there's a lot
of... Is there loyalty in the streets?
No.
Yeah, baby. Get your mind right.